Darkness has never truly existed. It's only a place where light has not yet reached, because God created light from the very beginning, and He never created darkness. Have you ever wondered, if light already existed in the universe, then why did God have to say, "Let there be light"? Or perhaps, in truth, this was never about creating light at all, but rather, it was the moment humanity first saw the light.
Going back to the early days of Earth, the world was not clear or transparent. It was covered by a vast, enormous ocean and an atmosphere saturated with water vapor. According to the principles of early Earth atmosphere, the atmosphere in that era was so dense that sunlight could not penetrate down to the surface. For any observer standing on Earth, the entire world was complete and total darkness. But the truth is, the light from the sun had always been there from the start. It was simply blocked by the mass of water and thick clouds. This is the principle of light scattering and atmospheric light absorption. Light existed, but it could not be seen. As time passed, the Earth began to change. Solar energy accumulated. Temperatures began to balance. Water vapor began to condense. The clouds began to thin, following the process of the hydrological cycle. And at a certain point in time, light began to break through for the very first time. This was the moment when an observer on Earth saw light. Not because light had just been created, but because it had finally reached the Earth. This may be the true meaning of the words, "Let there be light." Not the creation of light, but the opening of a path, allowing light to appear. And as the Earth began to rotate, following the principles of Earth's rotation, it caused the observer to move into and out of the light. One side bright, the other dark. This was the origin of day and night, not because the light had disappeared, but because our position had changed. Perhaps the words "let there be light" were never really speaking about the universe, but rather they were speaking about vision, the act of seeing, because light has always been here. The question is simply this: have you seen it yet? Before God declared, "Let there be light," has anyone ever asked, what was there before that? Was it darkness, or was it something deeper than darkness? In the world of science, darkness is not something that truly exists. It is merely the absence of light. According to the principles of electromagnetic radiation, light is a form of energy wave, and if there is no light, what we call darkness is simply a state of no perception. Going all the way back to the birth of the universe, after the Big Bang, the universe was not dark because there was no light, but rather because it was opaque, filled with energy, particles, and hot, dense plasma. According to the theory of photon decoupling, light could not travel freely. It was trapped within the universe. Until approximately 380,000 years later, the universe cooled down. Electrons bonded with protons, forming atoms, and in that very instant, light was set free. This is what we know as the cosmic microwave background, the first light of the universe. If we look deeper, Genesis may not be telling the story of creating light from nothing, but rather it speaks of the moment when light began to appear. Whether at the cosmic scale or at the scale of the Earth, in one sense they are the very same moment, from the invisible to the visible. Perhaps before the light is not just a story about the universe, but it is the condition of humanity itself, the time when we do not yet understand, are not yet awakened, do not yet see the truth. And when the light arrives, it does not change the universe, it changes the way we see the universe. So the real question is, what was before the light in your life? And right now, are you still in the darkness, or have you begun to see the light? I will close this video with Genesis chapter 1, verses 3 through 5. God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. He called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. I would like to offer this understanding here. The word one day in Scripture does not mean the same as one day in our world today. Rather, it is one day of that particular event, which may have spanned millions or even billions of years.